Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back, and thank you so much for tuning in to another Fortnite video here on my channel. I know you're probably new to my channel because you clicked on this title because it says that Season X was the best season, and most people freaking hate Season X. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I'm here just to shed some light on this season and show that it's kind of underrated, because it was when you actually look at it, it was a really good season. It had a lot of things. It really wrapped up the storyline. I'm not going to spoil it all right now because this is a really good video, but before we go ahead and get into it, I just want to remind you guys to please go down below and hit that like button for me. These videos take quite a long time to make, and one like will be greatly appreciated. Also, if you are new to the channel, be sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy my content, and also turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so first I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way because I know somebody is going to comment this. Yes, I do agree that the mechs were a terrible addition to the game. Yes, I do agree that they were terrible for the game. I do agree that Taco Time was terrible for the game. I do agree that Moisty Mire and Paradise Palms having Prop Hunt, that was a terrible addition to the game. I agree that all of that stuff, the stuff that was absolutely ridiculous like that, was bad. I 100% agree with that. But there was some stuff that was good. Like if you go back and you look at all of the mechs, like what exactly, if you actually think of it from a business standpoint, what exactly did the mechs do? And you might say, they made me quit the game. But for some people, that might not be the case. Now, if you actually look at it, how many people and how many pros and how many tweets were there about people complaining about the mechs of the game? There were a lot. I remember back in Season 10, in Season X, looking back on, going on Twitter or Instagram and seeing nothing but people complaining about the mechs, saying how bad they were, how much they wanted to get them out of the game. But the thing is, though, is that what that did is that made Fortnite trending. And think about that for a second. They put stuff in the game that is unfair and unbalanced to get people talking about the game. So actually, probably a lot of people played Season X just because people were like, oh, people are saying there's this new thing in the game, it's super overpowered, let me go ahead and check it out. And they play it, and they may only play it for a day or two or a couple weeks, but still, that got more people in the game. So honestly, that was overall good for the game, to a certain extent, if you understand what And now to my next point is Dusty Depot and factories came back. People, like, you guys, everybody complains all the time, like saying, like, I feel like people look at the bad way too much in that season. Like, we got a bunch of OG locations back. It was absolutely great. That season was so, like, that point of the season, we got Greasy Grove back, even though it had Taco Time, which was absolutely terrible. I hated that so much. That was bad. I'm not gonna sit here and say that the entire season was good, because there were some flaws, but no season was ever 100% perfect. Anyway, we got a bunch of OG locations back, and since that was when that storyline was being completely wrapped up, it showed us exactly what made us love Fortnite in the beginning. Like Greasy Grove coming back, all the OG locations, it gave us one last look at everything combined together, and the storyline wrapped up and everything with the and it ended with a rocket launch, just like the storyline began. Like that season's, like, the storyline aspect of Season X was so absolutely perfect. They couldn't have done it any better, and I feel like that needs a lot more recognition than it gets. With the 0 point in the middle, all the low gravity stuff rifting in and out, we saw everything that we wanted to come back. All, like Tilted Town, well, that wasn't something we wanted to come back, but like new stuff like Tilted Town. We saw Retail Row come back, but with the zombies, that was kind of okay. I mean, that was still kind of bad, but at least they tried something different. They gave us old locations, but with a twist, and that is worth recognition just by itself. The fact that they gave us old locations in the first place. So in conclusion of this point, it deserves more recognition because we got to see all of our favorite, beloved Fortnite locations for the last time that season, but with a twist. this to people for a long time, and that is that the Season X Battle Pass is so underrated. It is probably the most underrated Battle Pass ever. Now, like I said before, it wrapped up everything that we know. So we got all of our favorite skins from the original battle passes from Season 3, Season 2, Season 6, and a bunch of other OG seasons, like kind of OG seasons. I wouldn't say Season 6 was very OG, but anyway, we got all of those completely revamped, and in my opinion, they were better than what they were before. I told people when it first came out that it was like our old beloved Fortnite skins that we really like the Sparkle Specialist and DJ Yonder and all of that stuff. And what's the name of that skin? X-Lord. They all like grew up, is what I would say. I know that's kind of like cringy and cliche, but it did seem like they did, and the skins were really good. And what I hated is that people said that, like, oh, well, Epic Games is lazy, all they did was just copy and paste and mess them up a little bit. No, that the whole season was revolved around us getting a last look at all of our favorite stuff with revamps before it all ended. So that's all I had to say for this point, is that battle pass is so underrated, and I really wish I would have maxed it out, because I really didn't play that season, because I was one of those people who just looked at all the bad, and now that we're, 3 seasons after that, I see that season was actually really good for the game. Now, on to my one other points, and this is a personal one for me. I had probably the most fun that I had in a long time since like Season 4 or 5 playing Fortnite in Season X, because like I said before, they brought everything back that we wanted. Everything on the map that we wanted was brought back, and it was just absolutely awesome. I just loved that season so much, and I don't really know how to explain it to people. Probably a lot of you guys aren't really listening to me right now. You're probably just blowing me off because, oh, this guy's wrong because he's saying Season X was the best, and no, it wasn't. But just listen. Like, I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me. I don't know what it was about that season. Maybe it was all the OG like nostalgia that came back with it, but that season was like good. Like, the meteor being in the sky and everything, and I'm gonna get to the final event, because that season probably had the best marketing strategy that I've ever seen, that gaming has ever seen in history. But I'll get to that in a second. But that season for me was one of the most fun seasons, gaming experiences that I've had in a long time, because the storyline, like Season 3, was slowly built up, like the Visitor coming back and rebuilding the rocket. It was slowly built up throughout the entire season, and what I think they need to do is they need to do that with every season, because I feel like that will bring a lot of hype. And I know my opinion really doesn't matter, nobody really cares, but if you actually think about it, that was what made everybody so intrigued in the season, was knowing that was the last time they were going to see that map almost 100%, especially when that loading screen got leaked. And I'll put that up on screen right now, where it showed them waving to the battle bus. That was when people were like, we're getting a new map. And I remember the absolute hype on Twitter when that got leaked, and knowing that he was building a rocket everybody knew what was going to happen. Everybody knew that it was the last time that we were going to see that. So yeah, guys, that was just one of my points. It was kind of an extra point. I didn't even mean to add this in there. I just literally thought of this last second. So let's now on to probably the biggest point that anybody can make about this season, was that the final event. I think that this is also underrated. I think this season as a whole was absolutely the most underrated season we've ever had, behind like Season 8 and stuff, and even Season 9. But the last event with all the rockets, if you guys and with the 7 storyline, it just so perfectly, the last puzzle of the piece, all of our questions were answered, everything was understood at that point. Every question that we had was answered in that event, with the 7 and the rockets, the loop connected together, and all of the rockets flying into that rift right under the meteor. That was what made the season so special. And then seeing with that dramatic music, the end music that I'm probably not going to use just in case they do copyright me. But if you guys do remember that, it's really emotional, because that was the last time that we were gonna see that island. That last time we were gonna see that map that we had spent 2 years playing on and gaining memories. But on to the fact that this was the greatest marketing strategy in gaming history, and I think it will be like that for a long time. The fact that Epic Games shut down their entire game for 3 days is at Fortnite Black Hole was trending on Twitter. There were live streams everywhere. Everybody, even people who didn't like the game, were reporting on this. I remember my mom telling me that she saw on the news, on our local news station where I live, that they were talking about Fortnite shutting down in our local news. Like, that does not happen with video games. They shut down. There were people actually thinking that Fortnite was just over, that the game was just over, like nothing was gonna happen after that. I sat looking at a black hole for 3 days. Like, there's no other game that can get you to do that. And with all the numbers that were popping up as teasers, which really didn't even mean anything, and everybody was trying to figure out what was going on, nobody could get into the files or anything until the black hole was gone. So it's kind of crazy that we've never seen a video game shut down their entire game after an event. Sucked up everything in the game into one giant black hole, shut it down for 3 days. So then, when Chapter 2 Season 1 came out, and everybody found out it was called Chapter 2 with a brand new map, brand new locations, brand new almost everything, a bunch of stuff vaulted, that brought so much hype to the game. I remember I had to wait in queue for like 10 minutes trying to get into a game because there were so many people trying to play. So when they did that black hole event and it finally ended after 3 days of just building hype until it was overflowing, when that new season came out, everybody was playing the game. I would say for the first month, everybody was playing the game. Everybody loved the game, and that is what made them tons of money. So I don't really think it needs any further explaining than that. Just the fact that Season X was underrated, best marketing strategy, one of the best battle passes. People only look at the bad instead of the good. Like, that season was so amazingly put together, and I feel like it needs a lot more credit than it gets. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do be sure to leave a like, or if you agree with me, be sure to leave a like. If you don't agree with me, leave a comment or dislike the video, whatever you want to do. I was just trying to shed some light on the fact that this season was really good, and people need to stop looking at just the bad in this season. Like, when people think of Season X, they just think of the mechs, and then they think of bad. Like, that's not really how it was. This was actually an amazing season. If you are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. I make videos like these and also Fortnite news videos every single day. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.